From 25 years old when I started my photography business until now, I've experienced quite a lot. And at the time of recording this video, I'm 29 years old. And if you're watching this on May 30th, 2022, I turn 30 tomorrow. That feels a little weird to say, to be honest. I'm about to turn 30, but I still feel like I'm 25 years old, just with more life experience and hopefully better life decisions. That said, I'm still trying to figure out this thing called life, and I can't say that I quite got it yet. One thing I am sure of is that I capitalized on my passion for photography in my 20s. And there are some things I wish I learned earlier in my creative career. If I ever had the chance to go back and meet myself as a 25-year-old aspiring photographer, I know I'd have a lot to say. And in this video, I'm essentially going to talk to myself, and hopefully those of you that are out there who find this video or subscribe to my channel can take my wisdom and apply it to your own life or your own photography journey. Let's get started. My first piece of advice would be to photograph everything and every style to find what you're truly passionate about. As a growing photographer in my 20s, I recreationally photographed the beautiful landscapes that surround me here in Oregon. And I professionally captured real estate, portraits, couples, weddings, and street photography, just to name a few. While I love all photography, I find myself much happier photographing nature, for free, than getting paid to edit someone's portraits, for example. It reached a point where it started to feel like work, like bad 9-to-5 work, which is fine in most cases. But I eventually fine-tuned my creative approach and only focused on shooting adventure and music photography. Because for me, those are the most fun, and what brings me the most fulfillment as an artist. Now, with all of that said, finding a photography genre and style that works for you isn't an easy task and can take some time. For this first piece of advice, I challenge you to step back from what everyone else is doing and find your own photographer identity. Don't try to be the next Peter McKinnon. Try to be the first you. And finding out what you're truly passionate about in the world of photography is the first step to get there. And part of this process is not sacrificing your happiness for money. So keep that in mind as you discover what you're truly passionate about as a photographer. The next piece of advice that I would tell my younger self is the fact that when you pursue your dreams and you put yourself out there as a photographer or a creative or whatever it is, you're going to feel the highest highs and the lowest lows. It's a very vulnerable position to be in, and you just gotta be ready for it. Those lows are part of the process. You can't go all in on something and expect to not have a low moment. Things are bound to go wrong, and that's okay. That's just the reality of pursuing your dreams. And when those high moments come, be grateful for them, embrace them, but don't get too stuck in them. Because what comes up must come down. And before you know it, you'll be at a new baseline of being content in your photo journey. Over the years, I've learned that the low moments are going to be what make you an absolute beast in the long term. The moments that you have to push through and the ones that test you and your patience and everything that you have, those are the moments that are going to set you apart as a photographer from everyone else. Patience is actually what I want to briefly talk about next. I don't think my younger self or people in general realize how much time goes into building a creative career. For most people, this can take up to 3 to 10 years to truly find their version of success. When I was 25, I thought that stuff was gonna happen overnight. I thought it would be like 2 years of really hard work and then I'd have everything I ever wanted. Obviously that wasn't the case, and until this day I'm still growing, learning, and expanding this creative photo business that I started in 2017. But I think patience is something we all know and understand, so I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But I just wanted to set expectations. Next up, another photographer winning is not a threat to you. It's easy to think that because someone else is winning that you are losing. But that's obviously not the case. And this one is pretty self-explanatory, and all I really have to say about it is remember the phrase that a rising tide lifts all boats. And that means when someone in your creative circle, someone who's a friend or colleague to you does well, maybe they have a big moment for their career, that just means that you are one step closer to getting the exact same thing. It doesn't take away from you. This isn't a zero-sum game. There's so many opportunities out in the world, and someone getting an opportunity does not diminish from your own opportunities. And when you can switch your mindset into the idea that there's plenty out there for everyone, rather than one person getting a cool photo job takes away from me, your entire experience with photography is going to change. You're going to be more relaxed, you're going to get a lot more jobs, and more importantly, you're going to have a lot more fun. Remember, other creatives in your niche are your colleagues, not your competition. Now, my last piece of advice before I get to my final pointers is letting photography take you to new places. Petra, Wadi Rum, Crater Lake, Zion, Orlando, Mexico, and Canada are all a few places in this world that photography has taken me and been the driving force of my excitement on those adventures. If you get hired for a photo gig that is 3 hours away, don't decline it. Drive out there and turn the job into a photo adventure. Turn it into an overnight if you have to. Visit nearby national parks or landmarks. Allow photography to be the sole reason you go on a vacation or a hike, or to a city that's a 5-hour drive away. Let it be your why. It will always be worth it. Another great example of this is the fact that at the time of publishing this video, I will be in Iceland on an 8-day photo adventure. Look out for those photos and videos that I'm sure will be dropping soon. Now for some final pointers to wrap up the video. First, you're going to disappoint friends. Anything that you're going to do that takes up most of your time that others don't quite understand is going to cause resentment and create haters down the line. This is inevitable, especially in the creative world. You just have to deal with it. You can't tiptoe around not disappointing people because this is your life, your dream, and you need to prioritize that. This was a problem for me for a long time, but I think these days people know what my priorities are. Next, you have to take care of yourself first, and this means physically, and it also means your mental health. I'm not going to pretend like I was the best at this the last 5 years, but in 2022, I definitely got better. I even made a video about how important rest is for creatives in a world that glorifies burnout. I'll link it in the description below. My last pointer for all of you aspiring photographers out there is to learn video. Learning video is the ultimate way to become a versatile creative machine, and I wish I focused on it more seriously within the last 5 years. Some people might say that a jack of all trades is a master of none, but in my experience, a jack of all trades is oftentimes better than a master of one. And you're in luck because I created the perfect video that focuses on teaching videography for beginners, and it's on the screen right now. Go ahead and click on that and I'll see you over there.